All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. This one is called Inside Scoop. And since our last webinar, we had some people who had some questions just regarding, what is UC Davis campus like? What are some things that I should bring to the dorms when I move in? What are some tips and tricks of the UC Davis campus? Or, what's the city of Davis like in general? And so we wanted to have this webinar to hopefully address these questions and give you guys a better understanding for when you guys come to Davis. All right, so let me just introduce myself first. My name is Isaac, and I just graduated, so I'm a recent grad, class of 2020, and I studied clinical nutrition. And Josh, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name's Josh. I just finished my senior year, but I still have another year to go in order to graduate, and I'm studying civil engineering.
Hi everyone, my name's Martina. I'm also studying civil engineer and I finished this fall. So I'm a senior right now.
Yep, and so that's just a little bit about us. But before we start, I just want to mention that if you guys have any questions or have any comments that you just want to say, then feel free to ask that in the comment section, and we'll get to those questions and hopefully give you guys a better understanding of what's up. All right, so the first topic we want to talk about is what should I bring when I move into the dorms? So, Martina, what are some good things to have?
There's a few that I didn't think of before coming into college. So I had to go home a lot just to get them or go make Target trips. But something really good to have is plastic under bed storage, like drawers and bins. Because I brought a lot of stuff and it saves a lot of space in your room if you just organize things under your bed. You can actually ask like student housing to raise your bed so that you have more space under there. Like you should also bring like a shoe rack just to organize like your shoes under there so it's not all cluttered. Um, and items that you don't like really use that often. So like winter clothes when you come in, you should just put it under your bed. Yeah. And then you could also bring like a desk organizer. It'll keep your like desk clean, limit clutter. There's also like extra towels and sheets that you should bring. I was really big on this. I changed my sheets pretty often. You guys should try to wash your sheets at least once a month. I know it'll get hard because the quarter system,
At least once a month.
but yes. And then rain gear. Don't be unprepared. Davis has seasons. Invest in a good raincoat. You should generally be good with that, but sometimes it does pour in Davis. So just have an umbrella ready.
Yeah.
Also, plastic bags to cover your bike seat or a waterproof seat cover. Personally, I would just do plastic bags because the seat cover will get stolen.
Yeah, and
Um,
also for bikes, it's good also to have like fenders when it rains.
mm,
They're if you don't know what fenders are, they're pretty much just like a guard that you put on the back wheel so that water and like mud doesn't get on your back. So that would be a good thing to have too.
yeah. Um, Josh and Isaac are from Seattle, so it rains a lot there. They're used to the rain, so they're
Yeah.
not a.
In Seattle though, no one really, even though it rains a lot, no one really wears or uses umbrellas. I guess because it's just light rain all the time, and so we just like put on a rain jacket and good to go. But I remember my first like, there's been a couple times when I've gone out of class and it's just pouring rain, and I like put on my rain jacket, and it doesn't really help very much. So it's also good to just keep an umbrella in your backpack if you think, oh, it might rain. So yeah, I definitely learned my lesson.
Do you guys ever find yourself needing rain boots? I don't think I've ever seen you guys wear rain boots.
I try to wear rain boots when it's raining because I don't know, for Davis, you're just not really good at like I guess water drainage. So like there are like a lot of puddles and like it's like a lot of water everywhere. So it's like really hard to like avoid puddles when you're walking on the sidewalk or like just walking in general. And then also biking, like you're bound to like go into a puddle and then you don't want like your feet wet because it'll stink. So yeah, just invest in good like rain boots or like just waterproof shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
What
do a
else
lot
should
of
we
walking.
bring?
We should bring shower slippers. The
Oh, yeah.
showers can get really nasty. Also, another thing is a hydro flask. There's a lot of like water filling stations in Davis. It's just nice to have like a hydro flask that you could just fill and yeah, and then you could bring like Febreze for the bathroom or your room. Also, a nice thing to have are like board games. Like meet people that way. Good study break. You don't have to spend any money. I know this is a lot. We can take a break. You guys have any questions on what else you should bring? Not sure if you should bring it. Are you overpacking? Um, that could happen too.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely overpacked when I moved in.
yeah. It doesn't look like we have any questions. But we could just talk about the campus. I guess like a lot of freshmen ask me like what the best study spots are. Um, it's good to be concerned about that. I personally like studying at the MU, the SEC, the dorm study lounges, or sometimes the ARC ballroom. But mostly the MU and the SEC for two reasons. Because it's close to my classes and it's close to food. And they have like, they have desks and like outlets. Yeah, it's just a really convenient place to study. It's not too loud and it's not too quiet like the library. And then like on campus, there's like really good food. There's food trucks. There's the MU Coho. There's a lot of options there. There's the DCs. There's the Latitude, which is like the newest DC we have.
It's nice.
And then, yeah. And then the SCC, South Coho Coffee, but the line gets long there. The food is cheaper. I don't know, where do you guys like to eat?
I like to go to the Coho because there's just a lot of options and there's like it's like not too expensive either. Like it's pretty affordable. Um, I think definitely I miss the dining commons. When you're a freshman, you eat there a lot, and you kind of get tired of it after a while. But once you move out, like you start to miss it a little bit. So don't take it for granted.
Yeah, and then just spots that you might not know if you went on a tour or something. But um, a really nice spots on campus is in the Arboretum, just the whole place. You could walk there, bike there. There's also the bike path near Segundo. It's really nice biking there. It's short, but it's a nice place. But yeah, those places like you could go to de-stress. The campus itself is like a place for me to de-stress, which is why I really like Davis. I don't know, like what do you guys like to do to de-stress?
For me, I know that people have different ways to de-stress. Personally, I think that since the quarter system, it can get pretty hectic because it's like one thing after another. And so one thing I like to do is just write out everything that I need to do for the week. Because I realize that when I don't and I try to like remember everything that I have to get done, it just gets really overwhelming. So yeah, I just like write out everything I need to get done, and it's really nice to just physically have something there so that I know what I need to do and when I need to do it. And I know that it helps. It just helps to stay organized, I think. And some other ways that you can stay organized is to use a planner to make sure that you're just on top of all of your assignments and you can carve out time to study or time to take breaks. And for me, I'm a really big advocate on Google Calendars. It's just like, it just looks nice. It's just really easy to use. And you always have it with you since it's on your phone. And some things that I like to put on my own calendar are things like classes, where they are, when they are, office hours. And I like to put in just times of when I want to study, and also times when I want to take breaks. And I find that it's nice to like have intentional breaks because it just feels less guilty when you take them because you plan for them. Um, and so other things that I like to put on are just times of like exams, midterms, or finals, or any big projects that you might have. Because I know that like for all of your classes, the first day usually the professor will go through the syllabus for the class, and when they go through it, you can just take note of, oh, I have a midterm on this day, I have a big project due on this day, and you can just write it all into your Google Calendar, so that you can see, oh, okay, like this week I have like 3 midterms, or like I have a lot of things to do, so I need to plan accordingly, and so it
Yeah,
also helps to
it's
do
really
that too.
good. Like in the Google Calendar, like you can set a reminder. Um, because I'm just not a person who likes to look at my calendar, so I set reminders like a day before or a week before. So like midterms a week before and a day before. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many times like I've heard of people missing their final or their midterm
Yeah,
because they forgot.
yeah,
It's
so
sad.
don't do that. But yeah, it's also nice because you can just put in any other appointments you have or reminders. And one feature that's really nice is you can share calendars with other people. So if like you want to meet up with someone and they have different schedules than you can just send them your calendar and see like, okay, what time would work best for both of us. And so that's also really nice. But I know that some people do like to have physical planners, which is great too. So just any way that you can stay organized will help you de-stress. And I think also it'll help to just study in a clean, steady environment. Martina talked about earlier of, you should bring desk organizers, and that really helps a lot, just so that your mind's not distracted or cluttered. Yeah, so just try to keep your study area clean. And I know for myself, I tend to procrastinate, and maybe some of you guys do too. So one thing that helps me not get too stressed is to just take time to review, uh, like review every night, just whatever classes I had for that day, just for like 10, 15 minutes to just skim through the material. You don't have to like go super deep into it. And it's really helpful because when the time comes where you have to take a test, then you feel like, okay, I don't need to study as much because I already reviewed for this stuff before. So yeah, the next tip to de-stress, I think coming from a nutrition major, is to make sure you guys eat well. And I know especially when it gets busier, it's really easy to just skip meals or eat whatever is fast or quick, like ramen or um, whatever. So just make sure you guys take the time to plan out your meals. Don't skip meals because there's been studies that have been shown that there's a correlation between what you eat and like your energy levels or the mood that you have for the day. So yeah, remember to eat and try to wake up and eat breakfast if you can. I know it's hard to wake up early in the morning for some of us, but
Yeah.
if you can, just try to do that. So yeah, these are so far these have been some tips of de-stressing that like are that you can do on your own, but the UC Davis campus also provides some other additional ways to hopefully help you de-stress. I know that um, lately there's been like a uh, bigger urge to promote like emotional health and well-being. So some things that the UC Davis campus has put in um, are things. One thing is like they have these massage chairs that are in the wellness center, and I haven't used them personally. I don't know. Have you guys used any of them before?
No.
Well, I
No.
mean, I have friends that used it. They liked it, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird because a lot of people use it, but then they don't really clean it. So,
Yeah, it might be a. Hopefully, it's not too dirty. But they used to have it at the MU too, and I've used it myself before. It's nice to just, if you're tense, just sit down, relax, take a nap on it. I don't know. But yeah, they provide those. Another thing that's really popular is it's called therapy fluffies, and what they are, it's pretty much the faculty at UC Davis will provide these puppies or dogs, and they will bring them to the MU, the quad area, and you can just immerse yourself with animals. And I know a lot of people like to do that. It helps them just de-stress, not think about the things that they have to do. So if you guys really love animals, have a pet of your own, miss your own pet, you guys can go to that, and hopefully that'll help you guys de-stress too.
I
Um,
personally don't like going to them because it makes me miss my pets even more.
oh, yeah, that can also happen too. So hopefully, if you guys don't miss your pets too much, you guys can go to those. But yeah, another thing that they have is they just have counselors on campus too, that are there for you if you need to talk to anyone or need emotional support, are struggling with school. Really, there's a lot of different counselors in different locations, and so you just find the ones that are closest to you or the most convenient to you. So yeah, the last tip I have for de-stressing is just to go out and exercise. Try not to stay in your room too much. I know that when I do, it can get pretty like I feel just drowsy and tired all the time. Maybe because my bed is right next to me, but try to go out and exercise. Take a walk at the arboretum. Look at some ducks at the lake, the
Go and
stream.
see some people.
Yeah, go and see people, visit your friends. But you can also go to the Arc. The Arc is a place. It's pretty much like the Davis gym that you can go to. And um, if you might not know what ARC stands for. Do you guys know what ARC stands for?
Yes, activities and recreation center.
Okay, I didn't know what it stood for. I had to look it up. But yeah, it's the Activities and Recreation Center. And so it's pretty much a place where you can go to if you need a workout. They have a lot of machines or different weights that you can use. They also have things like basketball courts, badminton courts, volleyball courts. You can play ping pong there. I'm sure there's also like dancing classes. You can take Zumba if you guys are into that. I'm sure Josh is interested in those things.
For
But yeah,
yourself, man.
there's also like PE classes you can take that sometimes are in the arc, and they're usually pretty fun. Another way to de-stress. And so yeah, if you guys are interested and want to stay healthy in shape or just want a way to just de-stress, you guys can also visit the arc. So yeah, that's just some tips that you guys can have. And so another big part of Davis is biking. So Josh, what are some things we should know when biking in Davis?
So, I guess a lot of people, when they come to Davis, they usually try to get like a new bike, usually from like Target or Walmart, sometimes the local bike shops. But it's actually a lot better to get a used bike. Um, like part of the reason is it's cheaper, and then usually more used bikes are less desirable to get stolen. So it's good to get a used bike for that purpose. Usually you can buy like a used bike from bike auctions that are held by the school or Facebook selling groups. Have you guys bought a bike from like any other source or?
Um, I got mine at the bike shops downtown,
Hmm.
but I did buy a bike at an auction. It was pretty good. It was a road bike, um, and I had to get it fixed. But there's like a lot of like places you could get your bike fixed here for cheap.
Yeah.
So in total, I only spent like $80 on that bike, and it was really good. It was a spare bike. So one of my friends who needed a bike, she just bought it off of me after.
Yeah. And if you guys are looking for bikes, right now is actually a really good time to, like those Facebook groups Josh was talking about, to look into them and see if anyone's selling their bikes, because there's a lot of people that are probably moving out of Davis right now, since the school year just ended. So yeah, if you guys are looking for bikes, now would be a good time.
All right, thanks. Another quick tip is so locking your bike. Some people they like to use like a cable, but usually like that can just get cut and then people can just steal your bike. So it's highly preferable if you can get like a U-lock, preferably a bigger U-lock, so that you can lock both your front wheel and the bike frame. And
Yeah.
then also when it comes to parking your bike, usually you try to park your bike like it's close to the um, lecture hall, or you just try to find a spot, but um, try to park your bike next to a nicer looking bike so that your bike doesn't get stolen, or it reduces your chances of your bike getting stolen.
Yeah, I've had my
Um,
bike stolen. Like, I've had like two bikes stolen, so it definitely does happen. So make sure you bike. Yeah, bike your lock or lock your bike and attach the front wheel with your frame, so they don't just take your wheel or take the frame but leave the wheel. But yeah,
I
and
got
if you
my
guys,
bike once.
yeah, if you guys have any, yeah, just reminder that we're throwing a lot of things at you. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to just comment in the YouTube comment section, and we'll get to those.
so yeah, so another nice thing about Davis is um, a lot of the boba shops, restaurants, coffee shops, they're all within a reasonable biking distance. Um, so yeah, that's like something really nice. Um, so some nice like boba shops that are around town are Mandro, IT, T4, and Teaspoon. You guys have um, other places you guys prefer, or
Yes, I recommend Old Tea. It's really close to Segundo, and their boba is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like On Tap. If you guys like fruity drinks, On Tap is really good. It's also it's right next to Old Tea actually. Um, and what's the drink
Oh
that's
yeah.
really good? What's it called?
Sweet. Cookies and Dream,
Cookie? No,
and
the
Sunkissed.
yeah,
Sunkissed.
Sunkissed is really good. I recommend.
They have desserts there too, and on tap. And then there's food at Old Tea. So
Good place to go.
yes.
and then some nice or local restaurants like Mexican. I know like uh, Guadalajara is like well known in Davis. Um, you guys know any other good spots, good Mexican spots in Davis?
Um, I'm blanking out. La Piñata.
La Piña is
I'm
good.
not actually sure if they're still open.
I think they are. Hopefully they are.
Yeah, the other day their sign was gone, so I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
La Piñata is good. There's also El Burrito too. It's pretty good.
Mm. We have Chipotle, if that counts.
yeah, that's true. And then good Chinese restaurants in Davis, Four Seasons, as well as Well Seasons, and then Open Rice Kitchen. Those are pretty good Chinese restaurants.
Yeah, I recommend Four Seasons. It's by far the best Chinese food in Davis. It's kind of sketchy because it's like attached to a gas station. So, um, yeah, it looks kind of weird. You might be like cautious or hesitant when you first go there, but like that's how you know it's authentic.
They have good Chinese food.
Yeah.
But somewhere in South Davis, so it's kind of farther from campus, is Walk of Flame. It's good there too.
And then two other things that are like kind of well known in Davis are like, so in Davis we have several all you can eat sushi buffets. Um, personally, I like Nami Sushi and I Love Sushi. They're like decently priced. And they have like a good variety and good selection of, I guess, sushi and sashimi. Um, and then another like staple in Davis is Alibaba's. They're just really well known for their breakfast burritos and their rewards program. I think it's like buy six, get the seventh free. Um, but yeah. And then Davis, we're known for like our farmers market. That usually happens twice a week. Happens like Wednesday afternoon and Saturday mornings. Hopefully that's still a thing, even after pandemic.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have the farmers market in on campus,
Oh, really?
like in Quad.
Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah.
I've seen that before. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also it's relatively pretty close.
Yes.
It's right outside campus.
Yeah, the apple juice is really good if you guys ever go to the farmers
Yes.
market.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
a fan of apple or apple juice, but the farmers market apple
So
juice
good.
is really good. It's also nice to bring home to your family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess something cool in Davis is, as a student, the local movie theaters, they give you a student discount if you watch a movie on Tuesdays, but you have to watch. It has to be like movies that are 2 weeks after they premiered, or you have to watch the movie like 2 weeks after it's premiered. So
Yeah, the
yeah.
movie theaters here are nice because usually they're kind of empty.
Yeah.
Unless you watch like a movie like
Yeah.
the premiere night, but other than that, yeah, it's usually empty.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
And then also at Davis, we have like several coffee shops. Um, so a couple of them are. So one of them is Pachamama. It's just like well known. It's just, like organic, but it's kind of expensive.
It just
well,
opened.
yeah,
Yeah,
it just
just
opened
opened.
recently in Davis. Um, we also have Phil's. It's like I guess pretty cheap. I guess you get a discount if you bring your own mug, so that's kind of nice. Um, there's also Temple. It's really nice because it has like a nice like study like area. Um, and usually people like to go there to study. And then also like if you're on campus, uh, the coffee houses are pretty nice. They're like decently priced, but as we said earlier, the one in the SEC is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I personally recommend Phil's. They're cheap and their coffee's good. And you could stay there all day.
Yeah, all of
if you
these
study.
all of these coffee shops are like pretty nice study places too. So usually they're pretty busy, but sometimes you're able to get a nice spot. So it's nice to study there too. But yeah, that's a little bit. Hopefully, we were able to answer some of your questions that you might have had, or different things that maybe you didn't think of before, but we are able to answer anyway. But if not, if you guys do have any other questions, we want to extend another resource for you guys, and it's called AMP. It's our Aggie Mentorship Program, and it's just a way for incoming freshmen to be able to get a little bit more guidance, or get a little bit more, or be able to like hear from people that have gone through this experience before, and be able to get a little bit of insight. Or if you need anyone to just talk to, that's just another resource as well. So, but yeah, that's hopefully we have the link. I think Martina's gonna put that into the comment section, so feel free to check that out if you guys are interested. But that will conclude our webinar session for this time. Hopefully, with all this social distancing right now, hopefully the campus will come back to normal soon. We don't really know when that's gonna happen, but yeah, hopefully it does soon. Hopefully we'll be able to meet you guys in person on campus. So yeah, over here you can also see there's a banner for AMP. So yeah, with that, we just want to thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully you guys were able to get your questions answered. And hopefully we can see you guys soon. So thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.